नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। आई एम JVN Dr. Meenakshi, Assistant Professor in Department of Shalakya Tantra, Faculty of Ayurvedic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth University. Today in this session, we will discuss the allergic conjunctivitis part 2. In the earlier session, we have discussed the simple allergic conjunctivitis and vernal keratoconjunctivitis. In this session, we will discuss the atopic keratoconjunctivitis, which is called the AKC. It can be thought of an adult equivalent of vernal keratoconjunctivitis and is often associated with atopic dermatitis. Most of the patients are young atopic adults with male predominance. And the symptoms of atopic keratoconjunctivitis: itching, soreness, dry sensation, mucoid discharge, photophobia, or blurred vision. Here is an image of the atopic keratoconjunctivitis. They are severe ocular allergic disease, typically also involving lids or other non-ocular structures, and usually perennial but can worsen in winter months, often accompanied by atopic dermatitis. Then the signs of the atopic keratoconjunctivitis: the lid margins are chronically inflamed with rounded posterior borders, and tarsal conjunctiva has a milky appearance. There are a very fine papillae, hyperemia, and scarring with shrinkage. The cornea may show punctate epithelial keratitis and often more severe in lower half. There may also occur corneal vascularization, thinning, and plaques. And clinical course, like the dermatitis with which it is associated, AKC has a protracted course with exacerbations and remissions, and like vernal keratoconjunctivitis, it tends to become inactive when the patient reaches the fifth decade. Then the treatment associations may be keratoconus and atopic cataract, and treatment is often frustrating. The treat facial eczema and lid margin disease. Sodium chromoglycate drops, steroids, and tear supplements may be helpful for conjunctival lesions. The next type of allergic conjunctivitis is the giant papillary conjunctivitis. It is the inflammation of conjunctiva with formation of very large size papillae. Then the etiology of giant papillary conjunctivitis: it is a localized allergic response to a physically rough or deposited surface. Contact lenses, prostheses, left out nylon sutures. Probably it is a sensitivity reaction to components of the plastic leached out by the action of tears. And symptoms of giant papillary conjunctivitis are itching, stringy discharge, and reduced wearing time of contact lens or prosthetic shell. Is an image of giant papillary conjunctivitis not a true ocular allergic reaction as SAC, KC, and VKC, caused by the repeated mechanical irritation and aggravated by concomitant allergy. So we have discussed the symptoms: itching, stringy discharge, reduced wear time of contact lens or prosthetic cell. Then the signs of the giant papillary conjunctivitis, or GPCR: the papillary hypertrophy 1 mm in diameter of the upper tarsal conjunctiva, similar to that seen in the palpable form of VKC, with a hyperemia, are the main signs. Then the treatment of the giant papillary conjunctivitis: the offending cause should be removed after discontinuation of the contact lenses or artificial eye or removal of nylon sutures. The papilla resolve over a period of 1 month. And then the disodium chromoglycate is known to relieve the symptoms and enhance the rate of resolution. Steroids are not of much use in this condition. The next type of allergic conjunctivitis is the flectanular keratoconjunctivitis. The flectanular keratoconjunctivitis is a characteristic Nodular affection occurring as an allergic response of the conjunctival and corneal epithelium to some endogenous allergens to which they have become sensitized. Flectalar conjunctivitis is of worldwide distribution, however, its incidence is higher in developing countries. The etiology of flectalar conjunctivitis it is believed to be a delayed hypersensitivity type 4 cell mediated response to endogenous microbial proteins and then for causative allergens. Causative allergens are tuberculous proteins were considered previously as the most common cause. Staphylococcus proteins are now thought to account for most of the cases. Other allergens may be proteins of Moraxella, Xenophilia bacillus, and certain parasites like worm infestation. Then the predisposing factors, age, peak age group is 3 to 15 years, sex incidence is higher in girls than boys. Then undernourishment disease is more common in undernourished children, and living conditions, overcrowded and unhygienic conditions predisposed to this flectanda keratoconjunctivitis. Then season, it occurs in all climates and incidence is high in spring and summer seasons. Then the pathology of the flectanda keratoconjunctivitis. First is the stage of nodule formation. In this stage, there occurs exudation and infiltration of leukocytes into the deeper layers of conjunctiva, leading to a nodule formation. The central cells are polymorphonuclear and peripheral cells are lymphocytes. The neighboring blood vessels dilate and their endothelium proliferates. The second stage is the stage of ulceration. Later on, necrosis occurs at the apex of the nodule and an ulcer is formed. Leukocytic infiltration increases with plasma cells and mast cells. Next stage is the stage of granulation. Eventually, the floor of the ulcer becomes covered by granulation tissue. Fourth stage is the stage of healing. Healing occurs usually with the minimal scarring. Then the clinical picture of the vernal keratoconjunctivitis. The symptoms in simple flectalar conjunctivitis are few, like mild discomfort in the eye, irritation, and reflex watering. However, usually there is associated mucopollulant conjunctivitis due to secondary bilateral bacterial infection. The signs of flectalar conjunctivitis. The flectalar conjunctivitis can be present in three forms: the simple, necrotizing, and miliary form. The simple flectalar conjunctivitis is the most common seen variety. It is characterized by the presence of typical pinkish white nodules surrounded by hyperemia on the bulbar conjunctiva, usually near the limbus. Most of the times, there is solitary nodule, but at times there may be two nodules. In a few days, the nodule ulcerates at apex, which later on gets epithelialized, and rest of the conjunctiva is normal. Second form is the necrotizing flectalar conjunctivitis is characterized by the presence of a very large flecton with necrosis and ulceration leading to a severe pustular conjunctivitis. Third form is the miliary keratoflectalar keratoconjunctivitis, which is characterized by the presence of multiple flectons, which may be arranged haphazardly or in the form of a ring around the limbus and may even form a ring ulcer. There is an image of the flectalar conjunctivitis where you can see an flecton surrounding which you can see the blood vessels. So rest part of the flectalar conjunctivitis we will discuss in the next session. Thank you so much. This session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box. I will resolve it soon. Thank you so much.